The Denver Nuggets now have a 3-0 lead over the Los Angeles Lakers, winning 119-108, all but eliminating the Lakers. Now being up 3-0 now, as we all know. No NBA teams ever come back from a 3-0 deficit. And let's start from the beginning. First quarter, Jamal Murray stays hot, scores 11 points, hits his first 5 shots really quickly. Meanwhile, the Lakers are struggling to score. LeBron is trying to coast through the first quarter, but we get about 6 minutes in, and he realizes that he can't. He takes his first shot with about 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first quarter, and it was needed. It was so needed. The Lakers start 4-14 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. They're down 20-9 with 5:18 left. I mean, Denver just came out. By Denver, I mean Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray came out and just matched the energy. Really, I feel like he had better energy than the Lakers team did. LeBron eventually gets going with about 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. AD starts slow, 3 of 8 from the field, but he came out aggressive, which I think is what you wanted to see. If you were a Lakers fan, it's what we expected, but with Anthony Davis, just because you expect something doesn't mean that that's what you're going to get. Comes out aggressive. Shots just weren't falling. They ended up falling, though. He actually ended up having a really, really good night. And from, with about 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter, the Lakers found their rhythm offensively by running their offense through LeBron James in the post. They had Anthony Davis down there on the block as well. And look, LeBron was just able to back guys in and either get a layup if they didn't double. If they did double, he's such a skilled passer. He's able to find guys wide open for shots, and they were hitting them. And so, at the end of the first quarter, they closed the gap. It's 32-20, but it could have been a lot worse. Those last 2 minutes I thought were really big for the Lakers. And, yeah, I mean, it was insane. Murray finishes the first quarter, 8 of 10 from the field, 17 points. Meanwhile, Jokic doesn't score in the first quarter. 0 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. That was it. That's all he had. But Denver's up 32-20. And so I think both teams at the end of the first quarter felt okay. With Denver, you're like, Jokic is going to get going at some point. With LA, you're like, Anthony Davis is going to get going at some point. We found something here offensively with LeBron. We're getting good looks. So I think both teams coming out of the first quarter felt fine. Start of the second quarter, we continue to see the same trend with LeBron. He's posting up on the low block to a point where, it was so effective where Denver ran a zone for like 30 seconds. That's how great he was on the low block. The fact that they went away from that, I understand why. Like it really wears on guys when they're having to post up like that. But yeah, it was really just interesting to watch. The fact that they didn't go back to it late was kind of surprising, though. Jokic scores his first points about 4 minutes into the second quarter, and you kind of have this feeling of, okay, like Jokic is going to get going now. He's seen the ball go through the basket. That's usually how it is for him. He sees one go through. He's so efficient that once he sees one go in, you just kind of expect for all of them to go in. That's how I feel, at least. And while he finally scores 4 minutes in, Jamal Murray stays hot, hits his first 3 shots, all threes, has a quick 9 points to start the second quarter. And it's like, is this Murray guy? Like, is Murray just going to, do this for the rest of the game? That's kind of what it feels like. Obviously, in the third quarter, he doesn't score, but we'll get to that here in a minute. But eventually, you look up, and it's 58-55 to end the second quarter. And, the Lakers just kind of figured some stuff out. They got out in transition. They weren't, LeBron would get a rebound and go. They were looking to push the ball. They sped up the pace. They got to the free throw line a lot, especially Austin Reeves. They shot 12 free throws in the second quarter alone. Just getting to the line over and over. This is a good free throw shooting team. That's really how they cut into it. Those first couple minutes to start the second quarter with LeBron in the post, matched with the scoring in transition, matched with the amount of free throws that they took in the second quarter, allowed them to cut into it. And, they're down by 3, 58-55. And it's like, all right, we've got a ball game. Anthony Davis, plays really well in the second quarter. Only takes 3 shots, but he's 3 of 3. Goes into halftime with a double-double, 15 points and 11 rebounds. Austin Reeves continues to play really well. He's got 15 points at the end of the first half. And then, obviously, LeBron only has 9. Wasn't super efficient in the first half, but he had 7 assists. Right? That's really kind of what the posting up did. It allowed them to get other guys involved, which, as we've watched this Lakers team throughout the entire playoffs, when the other guys get involved and the other guys make shots, they don't lose games. And so seeing that all the other guys kind of start to get going was really encouraging if you're a Lakers fan. Meanwhile, if you're a Denver fan, you just feel lucky to be in the game. Okay, Murray scores 13 points in the second quarter, so he goes into half with 30 points on 20 shots, 13 of 20 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3, just really efficient, just really feeling it. Meanwhile, Jokic doesn't get going. 5 points on 2 of 8 from the field, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, which you like to see. But he had 3 fouls, right? He was in foul trouble, just really kind of struggled, the most we've seen him struggle defensively in this series. And so you're just kind of sitting there, and it's like Murray's keeping him afloat. Jokic is going to get going. He has to at some point. And then he doesn't get going in the third quarter, and Jamal Murray doesn't get – he just kind of grinds to a halt in the third quarter. He doesn't score. KCP, we're going to get to him here in a minute because he had a huge third quarter. He's a large part of why they won this game. And let's start at the beginning. The reason why he gets going is because LeBron turns his ankle, doesn't get back on defense, just stands down at the other end of the floor. KCP knocks down the first shot, nothing but nets. And then he was kind of on from there for the rest of the quarter. So LeBron, I get that you turned your ankle, but literally after that possession, you were fine. You really want to sit here and tell me that you couldn't have gotten back? You couldn't have at least, jogged back, limped back to at least get a hand up? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. And, you see here in the third quarter, they really try to get Jokic going, right? He scores or assisted on Denver's first 10 points, but he picks up his 4th foul with about 7 minutes to go in the third quarter, and he doesn't come back. So for 7 minutes, they don't get anything from Jokic or anything from Murray. And it's 68 to 64 at this point. The Lakers go on a run. Reeves hits a 3 to tie it up 71-71. And then with Jokic on the bench and Jamal Murray not scoring a single point, Denver goes on a 10-3 run to push it to 81-74. And a large part of that was KCP. He hit a 3, he hit a mid-range jump shot. He may have hit 2. I think he hit 2 threes during that stretch because he hit 3 threes in the quarter. So he hits a few big shots. They get to the line, knock down a couple free throws. And the next thing you know, they're back up by 7, and they go on this run with Jokic on the bench. And people have talked about it with Denver the entire playoffs. What do they do when Jokic is on the bench? And when you get this kind of response with Jokic on the bench and you win, those next few minutes, that's huge because the Lakers come pushing right back. LeBron hits 2 threes back-to-back. Next thing you know, it's 83-82. Denver still has the lead, and they go into the fourth quarter with the lead 84-82. As I said, Murray doesn't score. KCP scores 12. Huge points to keep Denver afloat in this game because we're about to get to the fourth quarter here where Jokic really kind of finally shows up and he's able to find a rhythm. When you look through this entire game, in the first quarter, Murray scores 17. Second quarter, Murray scores 13. Third quarter, KCP scores 12. Fourth quarter, Jokic scores 16. Every quarter, Denver had somebody play outstanding on offense. And that is ultimately why they won this game. So they enter it, and Rui Hachimura just continues to play well. He and Austin Reeves both have been awesome for the Lakers this entire playoff run. And he and Jokic kind of go back and forth. Jokic comes out, scores 7 points in his first 4 minutes. It's 93-92. Denver has the lead with about 7 minutes and 45 seconds left. And then, there's more trading baskets. Things kind of come to a little bit of a lull for about 45 seconds right after LeBron goes out. And Denver hits 3 threes in a row, which sparks a 13-0 run, and they never look back. And I know people are ripping on Darvin Ham for pulling LeBron there. And they're, saying that, you got to leave him in. But I don't think I would have left him in. He was clearly tired. He was settling for threes. In a lot of ways, I think that one of the best things that happened to Denver in this game was LeBron hitting 2 threes. Okay, because he saw 2 go in. He didn't just see 1 go in. He sees 2 go in back to back. He feels like he's kind of finding his stroke from beyond the arc because he hadn't made a 3-point shot. In the series, it's been 6 days since he had made a 3-point shot. And so he sees those two go down. And he's like, oh, I've finally found it again. He hits one more late, but he finishes 3 of 9 from beyond the arc. And you want LeBron settling for threes, especially when he was so effective on the block. And so I think Ham does the right thing by pulling him out. I would have pulled him out too. It was just unfortunate that as soon as he does, Denver hits all these threes in a row. And, I was talking to Zach Gray on Twitter, and, he's like, you can't pull him out there. But here's the thing. Like, we've seen the game where LeBron runs out of gas. It was game 2. LeBron James runs out of gas in game 2, and Denver pulls away. Like, we'd seen the story before, and he was clearly tired. What you have to do is you got to look at Anthony Davis, who is significantly younger than LeBron. You could be like, look, I need you to give me 2 minutes where you dominate the basketball game. That's what the Lakers needed there. They needed 2 minutes of Anthony Davis giving everything that he had, because Anthony Davis is a good enough basketball player that even when he isn't, full of energy, that he can dominate a basketball game for 2 minutes on both ends of the floor. It just didn't happen. They should have gone Austin Reeves, screen and roll with Anthony Davis, and they didn't do it. Okay, so we can sit here, we can talk about Ham and the rotation and how he pulled LeBron, and that's what led to the Denver run. We can say that all that we want to, but ultimately, Anthony Davis has to step up in that spot. He has to. And if he doesn't want to, then that right there is the total issue with Anthony Davis and his entire career up until this point. And look, Jokic just, shows why he's the best player in the world in the fourth quarter. 16 points, really efficient. Could have had more if he made all of his free throws. I know he missed 2 there late at the end, but just overall, just a really impressive game from Denver where it feels like they didn't play well, but they still scored 119 points and they found a way to win. I mean, they won, and Jokic didn't even play his normal amount of minutes. He played 38. Usually he's closer to 42 or 43. Finishes the night with 24 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. I mean, just an outstanding way for him to finish the game. They got to win one more. It'll be interesting to see what the Lakers do in Game 4. Part of me wouldn't be surprised if they just kind of rolled over, just given everything we know about this team and how Anthony Davis is especially. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like it if you did. Comment below. You giving the Lakers any kind of chance to come back from down 3-0? Do you think they win Game 4? Let me know your thoughts. And then subscribe for more. We're going to break down Game 4. Obviously, we're going to break down the NBA Finals when they come up. We're breaking down the Miami Heat and Boston Celtics series as well. So subscribe if you want more content from me. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll talk to y'all again tomorrow when I break down Game 3 of Boston and Miami.